Welcome back
Hi,
to
Wendy.
Jeff Lewis Obsessed, where we recap. I'm missing all y'all's comments. Sorry. Where we recap Jeff Lewis live every night at 6:00 California. I'm Sarah in Texas.
And I'm Kelly in California. Lisa, you can always watch it as a recap. What do we call it?
Replay. On our YouTube channel, Jeff Lewis Obsessed. There's the video with the comments there.
Yes.
Or on both of our Instagrams, stories and posts. And then it's up on a podcast on Spotify if you just want to listen to it. How do you start this one today? Amen.
Well,
I mean, talk about getting in the holiday spirit with family drama. I was not expecting it to be so
dark.
Emotional, dark. I think all of us were very, I think we related to it. I honestly really don't have family drama like that, but
I do.
We all know his family. So it killed us, I think. It's like a little piece of our heart died inside.
Yes, and just so people know, Tracy Tutor was on from Million Dollar Listing, Megan, Shane, and Jeff. And the first part of the show was funny. They talked about, first he told Tracy Tutor how many times she was unhealthy and skinny. Like, he said it like 4 times. He's like, you're too skinny.
He did?
Yes. I was like, okay, stop. Talked about Megan's
He
fire.
never says that. He never says anyone's too skinny.
Yeah, and he was like, remember he was showing people, he would be like,
Actually, I think he has said people were too skinny before.
You're right. I think that's who he was talking about. But then also, Megan had her fire. An extension cord, I would think it would work.
Forget the fire. She's down 9 pounds. Woo-woo!
So in 14 days, she's lost maybe like a half a pound or 3/4 pound a day. Sign me up.
Seriously. And she's got more energy. They're both sleeping better. They have clear minds. They're not hangry, and they're not wanting alcohol. Oh my God, this sounds like a freaking win-win for both of them. But it almost sounds like Tracy's kind of done with the no alcohol thing, and she's like, I need to wean off, so I want some alcohol. But she said it's hard to eat one piece of steak. Oh my God.
She said at one point, I'm shoving pieces of rice in my mouth, and I was like, what?
I'm shoving ice cream in my mouth. Jarno.
And part about you're frozen.
I did love.
One more thing. I was just going to say, Elf on the Shelf. Of course, Monroe's going to tell Theo what her dad said. That's all. Duh.
Absolutely. And I think Jeff and Shane did not realize it until they were saying that. Of course she's going to. And of course, we know as teachers, you're still a teacher. I was a teacher for 5 years. We know that in kindergarten, she's also going to tell them, hey, my dad said that you're really bad and Santa, Elf on the Shelf needs to watch you more. So he's coming to your house. So look out for my Dory Elf on the Shelf at your house. And then he's going to be all confused and telling his mom, who's Dory? We already have an Elf on the Shelf named, Cindy or whatever it is.
I know.
The whole thing's a shit show, but
he really effed up. But the Lewis family drama continues. The one part that made me laugh out loud today was the Los Hombres de Baby, which is the baby man in Spanish. That's the name of the novella. The baby man. They're calling Jeff the man, the baby man, the man baby.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when he teased it, I thought, okay, it's going to be lighthearted,
Shits and giggles.
Shits and giggles. Wow. There were so many layers. What do you feel about him reading Chef Stu's iWatch? Even if it was laying around, how do you feel about that? What's interesting is Tinks and Patty Stanger give lots of dating advice.
Right.
And just recently, Tinks either made a story or Patty, something about going through someone's phone. And I was like,
yes, it was
no one should go through your phone. My husband could figure out my password, but he would never go through my phone. But there's no reason for him to.
Yeah, it was Tinks that said it. And we're not talking shit and giggles. We're talking diarrhea and seizures. This was just, first of all, I think the story of finding the watch sounds a little, not implausible. I just need a little bit more information. I feel like we're not getting all the details. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he says Chef Stu leaves everything laying around.
True.
So I can see him laying a watch around. Like he says, he's left his wallet around, his keys around, his shoes.
I just can't believe that Stu wouldn't have a passcode.
You know what I mean? I don't know Apple Watches. I only know my Fitbit.
Apple Watch.
And so you have a password on it?
I did. Yes, it's the same password as my phone. So I thought if I put my password in my phone, it automatically went to my watch. But I don't know. I'm not very techie and stuff like that. And I know Stu is kind of, I don't want to say forgetful, but doesn't always think all that stuff through. I can't believe that somebody wouldn't have a passcode on their, I don't know.
I can see it because I just wouldn't want to type it in all the time. Every time I see, or when I used to use my Fitbit to read text, I just wanted to look up and read the text. I didn't want to type in a password on it. That'd be annoying to me.
I do it. I do it once a day in the morning. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh,
but I wear mine all day. I wear mine all day. So Stu doesn't sound like he wears his all day.
So once a day you put in the password and then you don't have to do it every time.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Maybe that makes more sense. Because I did see some messages on social media and they're just kind of confused, which I think we all are. But it sounds like, and we've been chatting about how Jeff just kind of sounded off sometimes, right? Like he's not talking about his dad. He's not talking about Claudia. He's not really talking about Stu a ton. So it just makes all of our brains go like, what's going on? Are they together? Are they not? Are they happy? Are they not? Are they just deciding to not put all their personal drama out there? But now we know there has been drama with Claudia and Tom at the Pelican Hill.
Well, I remember that because he talked about it, how Stu was with him at that dinner, and it was really embarrassing because he never says his stepmom. He says his dad's wife, by the way. That Todd and his dad's wife, they got in an argument and they got up and left. So he did talk about it.
You're right. Because we couldn't figure out what it was about.
He said it was about a brother. And now we know it was about a business deal with one of the brothers. And because we were like.
Probably Greg, don't you feel like? Because I don't feel like him and Todd are on the outs.
I don't think they're on the outs, but according to Jeff, their relationships are all strained. I thought, honestly.
With Tom.
He said all three brothers.
No, but Tom's relationship is strained with all three sons.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. All three sons. And honestly, I thought maybe he was talking about Todd because Todd's doing that new MD thing. But I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm totally guessing.
Right. Yeah. That's all we can do because all we can do is listen intently to what Jeff says and try to figure it out. But to me, it almost makes sense. He is in regular therapy. How do you come back from that, someone said, talking about his kid?
Robotic narcissist.
Narcissist.
By two narcissists.
She's 6. And I totally understand what Jeff is saying. It's boring to talk about sitting and watching a movie with Monroe. He's, of course, going to play up and talk about the nights out and the drinking and the exciting stuff. That's what we want to hear about. Is it more drama for all of his listeners to think, oh, Jeff just parties, he's never with Monroe? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of part of it, right?
Right.
Well, but he does talk about what a family guy and what a dad he is. He does talk about all that too, so we know that side too.
Right, and
I think sounds so hurt today. It broke my heart, someone said, Wendy. Absolutely.
And I think when he goes out, he's not going out to like Shane till 2 or 3 in the morning. He probably goes to a business dinner, hangs out for a little bit. He always says that he wants to be home to put her to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Which to me is fine because that's kind of the special part of a night. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And it sounds like with his schedule, there's so many comments. I can't even read them all. Keep them all coming. We love seeing your comments. Welcome to anyone that's brand new. We love y'all joining. Oh, you missed the show this morning?
Ooh,
oh my
girl.
Gosh, Mina, go back and listen on the app.
Yes.
Somebody said he was surprised that Stu and Jeff are still together. I don't know what's going on with that. It did sound like a united front to me. It did sound like Jeff was not upset at Stu.
Yeah.
Well, he said he was, but he's since talked about that already and said, hey, let's set some boundaries with reaching out to my family and friends and telling them too much of our drama, which that is right. Understandable, correct?
Yes, and I think that he was hurt by Claudia, but really dug the last was the dad argument. I think
was that yesterday?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. They were on the phone, and Shane was in the car or something like that.
Yeah. So realizing that a family member thinks of you that way, and then like somebody said, like, or I think Tracy, it's in text. That's even different. But I think what really, really, really hurt him also was his dad, and just.
Well, like he said, every parent, mom or dad, is always their worst critic, right? You always think you could be doing things better. You shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Guilt.
You're failing your children. We've all had our moments.
Yes.
And you know, Monroe's a firecracker, so she's not exactly super easy to whatever. We love her, but so I think Jeff is always questioning what.
Claudia was projecting her feelings about Tom onto Jeff.
Oh, that's good, Natalie. That's good.
I have to say, like, I only met them at the Amazon launch, but they all seem like really lovely, happy, family people. You never know what goes on behind closed doors, I guess.
Yeah. I think what hurt him is he has known her for 30 years. That's a long time.
But then why don't you call her stepmom?
I think because it happened when he was a grown adult. And by that point, it just sounds kind of silly. Like, I don't know. I'm not in that situation, but I don't see it as a negative that he doesn't call her stepmom.
I think it would hurt. I think it would hurt Claudia after that many years. Honestly, I do.
Why?
Especially if she's a part of Monroe's life. But
she's not raising Jeff. Jeff met her. What's 30? He met her at 22. You're not really raising her at that point.
No,
raising him.
But I think it shows a sign of acceptance and love. And like I said, if Monroe is referring to Claudia as grandma, then yeah, that's your stepmom, dude. I don't know. I think
because he does say grandma and grandpa, doesn't he?
I just think it's telling of their relationship, and we don't know what their relationship is, other than that she's Tom's wife. I mean, he said she was lovely.
Remember whenever the last time he was in New York during BravoCon and he didn't bring Claudia?
Yep.
I think we talked about that it was interesting that he didn't bring Claudia as her babysitter because they had so much good time. First of all, not that he cares about saving money, but he would save money from paying Nanny Lisa. But who better to hang out with your kid all day than grandma?
Than the grandma, yeah.
And he didn't bring her last time, so we should have known there was a sign there.
I think we even said that. Why didn't he bring Claudia?
We did.
Because she would have been the perfect person to do stuff with Monroe.
Because at the time, I don't feel like he had said anything about their argument.
No. Well,
I think he said something about that. I don't know.
He had talked about the Pelican Bay thing. I mean, because that happened in the summer. That's when they were going like every weekend or whatever. So
do you think that's the last time they've seen them?
That's that last argument. Yeah. Wow. I'll have to look back. I want to say, so it's November. I want to say it was like late August, September, but I don't know.
No, I feel like it was more summer, like before school started.
Some more August.
Yeah. Maybe Labor Day. Didn't he go there for Labor Day? I feel like
Memorial
it was even before.
Day? Memorial
Day's May.
That was the bad one with Stu and the breakup on the...
No, that was 4th of July.
Oh, damn. I can't keep it straight. I live my life by holidays.
You need a timeline.
I know.
Oh, my gosh. We'd love to hear your comments. If you have any questions, hit the question bar.
By the way,
Stu also went to MJ looking for advice is a pattern. I would definitely say looking for advice is a pattern. Somebody just said that in the comments.
Is that bad, though? Because I would think like...
No.
Stu is allowed to make friends with the chumps and other people.
He has. I mean, he's very good friends with all of them, it feels like.
Yeah.
But also, Jeff is a hard nut to crack. I mean, he admits that for sure.
Did you listen?
Don't you feel like his closest friends and family would guide Stu on like, hey, should I text him? Should I ask him to dinner? Should I leave him alone? has he said anything to you? I do like, and I understand that Carrie was answering his phone calls and texts, but he was also calling Jeff immediately and telling him what happened. And that to me is what a good friend does, right? It puts you in a tough situation when you're friends with both people. Right. But I think the hardest part about a friendship like that is telling someone something hurtful. And I feel like if Stu didn't share those texts with Jeff about Claudia, that's why, because it was so incredibly painful.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I've had people say to me, I heard you said blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, yeah, I did, but it was behind your back because I never wanted you to hear that. That's why I didn't say it to you. So my thing, like, and I said this to you before, I said, if I was walking into a room and I heard two people talking shit about me, I would not stand there and be like, no, I would say, hey, fuckers, I'm walking in the room. Stop talking shit, because I would not want to hear what they had to say. To me, that's just like painful.
Yeah.
Whew, excuse me.
Diana says Claudia was behaving as a petty ass bitch. Speaking of cussing, I don't know why that made me bring up. I just saw Instagram is really pissing me off. I guess Chef Stu did a, I don't even know if it was a regular story or a subscription story, but he said the fuck in it. Big deal.
What?
We know people that cuss all the time on Instagram, and I guess he got in trouble, and it says he can't accept any more subscribers for like a month or longer. Yeah, December 17th. Yeah, a month from today.
Is Elon Musk running fucking Instagram now too? I mean, what is going on? That is so stupid. I just said fuck like 5 times right now.
So usually if I type in the word Jeff, if I go to look for his, go to look at his feed or something, of course, Jeff Lewis comes up. Today, the first time I did that, it didn't come up. All these other Jeffs did. And that's kind of part of what shadow banning is. So even though I follow Jeff, if you go to type in something like that, but that's why someone said they went to send me a DM the other day and my name wouldn't show up. It only showed up after they typed in your name. So
Instagram
is the devil.
Well, not only that, I mean, Instagram's going downhill. The things that they do to people, that's a whole nother Oprah. By the way, it's not called an iWatch. It's called an Apple Watch. I just want to point that out.
Oh, I'm the one that keeps saying iWatch. Did he
No, Jeff was. Jeff was like,
did?
I read his iWatch, and I was like, iWatch? And I was like, oh, he means Apple Watch.
Well, that's because me and Jeff are about the same level of technology savvy, which is pretty damn low.
And then also Tracy Tutor sounded like she had her own family drama. She had some stuff going on. And she even said, I told you stepmoms aren't good. And I was like, wow.
I heard that. I was like, oh, well, but you realize, didn't her ex-husband just married the lady that he was cheating with?
Yes, that's what I knew she was referencing.
Yes.
But I was just like, ouch.
Yeah, ouch.
Ouch. I mean, she gave a lot about her own personal issues with her family, and I was just like, damn, you're just telling your shit. Jeff tells his shit, and you're just falling right behind. And what about Megan and her ex-husband?
Oh, my God. Megan just like he had a baby with someone else, and then she's like, oh, yeah, I guess I should divorce him. I think she was just living the rich life and raising 2 little kids. I don't know when they got a divorce. Were they little?
I don't know. I think they were fairly young, not like 5. I think maybe like between 8 and 10 or somewhere around there.
Well, her kids are now, her daughter's 16. How old's the son? Isn't he a little bit younger, like 15?
Oh, I thought he was 2 years older than Drew.
I feel like she's the older one, but I can't remember.
No, because she calls her son the baby maker. So I don't know why, but for some reason, she said he's hot. He's like a baby maker.
I think Megan probably did make out pretty good in that divorce.
She did, and you know why I think she did? Because she had Jeff telling her stuff. Because if he's able to go and buy all that stuff for the new woman, and Jeff was like, wake up, get your shit together, and I think that really motivated Megan to start her own. I don't know how long she was in design before that, but...
Well, and that probably explains more. Remember on Flipping Out when she would kind of come in and out of working for him?
Yeah. It
was like, Jeff didn't have a kid yet. He didn't have Monroe, so he didn't understand whenever, like, remember, didn't Drew start her period one time and she needed to go and like give her some pads or something like that?
Yes.
Jeff didn't understand. Like, what do you mean you got to leave work? She's like, yeah, I got to leave work. This is mom duty.
I can't wait till Monroe menstruates.
Monroe and hormones and Jeff.
And hangry.
Oh, dear God, I hope Jeff has his hormones fixed by then.
She's going to make him start his period. It's going to cycle up with hers.
Their cycle
has it.
Their man cycle.
Yeah, it's man cycle. I drew a picture because I thought it was funny. I don't know if you can see it. This is my picture of the car, and that
whose car
was driving off a cliff. That was Jeff in his car driving off a cliff.
Oh, in Hawaii?
Todd said, "You're so angry. You're like a car." Tom said, "You're so angry. You're like a car speeding off a cliff," telling him he's reckless. She's not even listening. She's reading the comments.
I know, because I saw something about building a special bathroom for those times in the back. Can you imagine?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he'll definitely have our own bathroom. Like, if you were on your period, do not use another bathroom in this house.
Exactly. And he'd be like, "You have to wrap your tampon 5 times. I must not see any kind of..."
Oh, he'll probably have to wrap a whole toilet paper roll around it.
I hope Monroe.
I'm here for it. I cannot wait. No, I don't think I am. I can barely handle the drama between him and Claudia and his dad. I don't think I'm ever going to handle any drama between him and Monroe as a teenager.
Well,
I don't think my heart can take it.
This is the other thing about Jeff deciding to read these texts on air, because now Gage knows that.
Do you think he should have?
No, because my point is that Gage has gotten pulled into this mess. Gage doesn't need to know what Claudia thinks about him.
Because that came up too. Yeah, you're right.
Doesn't need to know how she feels about his kid too. I just feel like it was the biggest shitstorm in the world.
Yeah. I definitely don't feel like he should have said it on air. Do I think it's good radio? I don't even know if it's good radio, because I think it was so emotional for everyone. Everyone that is a Jeff Lewis fan is so invested in his personal life that I think it all hurt our feelings for him. It all hurt our hearts, you know? I do wonder what Todd, she was crying. I do wonder what Todd and Carrie think of it. And also, Thanksgiving is a week away from today.
That's why I said, I mean, so this is what I probably think might happen. That Jeff and Monroe, and I'm assuming Stu, are going to do something else. And that all the brothers and Tom and Claudia will still go to Carrie and Todd.
Oh, wow.
Because I don't see Carrie and Todd being like, well, they're coming. I just feel like Jeff would be enough to say, like, we don't need to go to that. We're going to go somewhere else.
Somebody says it seems Jeff was trying to say how much he cared for Stu.
In a weird way.
I personally heard a very united front between Jeff and Stu. He has never said if they're on a pause or not. He just kind of jokes about like every day is different type thing. I think they do have a very tumultuous relationship. Gage will come over and Stu will cook. Oh my God, Eileen, no way.
What about how many times that Jeff said his dad told him he was an alcoholic? It was like 5 different references.
The alcoholic, the narcissism.
Drinking too much.
Not spending time. Was he saying he didn't spend time with Monroe? He goes out too much or something like that?
He goes out too much. He spends recklessly. Everybody is using him.
Oh, that was one. Everyone's using him. I think that would get to anybody that's famous and rich.
Well, yeah.
Because that's what I've always seen from these documentaries that I watch about these
celebrities. Do they really want to be my friend, or are they only my friend because I'm famous?
Well, they usually talk about how they become best friends with their assistant. Mm-hmm. Because that's the only person they can trust. Your assistant must know. I mean, can you imagine the shit Shane knows about Jeff?
He was on the call with Tom, and could you imagine sitting there as an assistant or even a friend, a husband, a partner? And I
think Shane even said something about it. Like, it was hard. It was hard to listen to. I think he said something like that.
Flabbergasted.
Gay says he said they weren't going to hang around him, anyone that wasn't pro Jeff or Stu. I agree with what Jeff said. If you're not for the relationship that I'm in, I think they can still be friends, but I don't think you need to be saying negative things about it. So I think that's where he was saying was like, bring me up, don't pull us down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Shane really had Jeff's back today, somebody said. Tom will not be cool with Shane after this. I wonder how much relationship there is with Shane and Tom, though.
Big one. He's his grandpa. He talks about, like, taking his kids to see grandma and grandpa. Oh, I think that even...
Oh, my God. That's going to be... This is going to, like, ripples...
Well, that's what
the ripples between all of this.
Even if I was Tom and Claudia, I would even think about some of the things that Megan said and been like, I didn't know, she was just, she didn't say anything bad about Tom and Claudia, but she was really sympathetic towards Jeff, I guess.
Yes. And she's known him a long time. She's been through all the boys, a lot of boys.
I think it's good the therapist isn't coming on tomorrow as originally planned, and he talked to her next week in private. Oh, fuck yeah. And plus, I love Paul and Patrick. They haven't been on for a bit.
Oh, I
and
know.
After this heavy, heavy day, I need light, airy, sarcastic, bullying, tormenting, funny.
Yeah, I hope so too. And I hope Michael from the Dance Academy calls in. That would make me happy. That would make me happy for multiple reasons.
Oh, and one other thing I was going to say is that when Jeff had the realization and he's like, oh, that's why I argue the way I do.
Yeah.
You do learn from your parents. And it's so funny because my dad was very cutting. And I mean, like Jeff, just like if you're mad, you just throw a Kelly Dodd, throw all the shit at the wall.
Yes.
And see what sticks.
Vomit.
And I've been that way too. And I've lost people out of my life. Just like Jeff said today. He said, friends, partners, lovers, business partners. I mean, and it's just like you just cannot unload on people. Yeah. Was it sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah. And he did say recently, a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, that he's finally realizing that when he says really cutting mean things to people, it doesn't just go away. Mm-hmm. You hear that and it sticks with you. And I think he mentioned that Stu had finally said some mean things. Not finally, but, he was kind of more showing his
anger.
Letting Jeff know, hey, don't fucking say that to me or don't walk all over me type stuff. And Jeff realized, oh, it took me 52 years to realize that when someone says that to me, it doesn't just go away.
Yeah.
Like it really hurts, and it hurts for a long thing. Cruel things stick, Chris says. Exactly.
Cruel things sticks, especially from people that you love. That's the worst part.
Yes. But he ended the show saying he's got 25 more reasons to say the things that he does love about his dad. And no matter what, the callers were really good. That one caller that said something about, I've got a pretty shitty dad, but he provided for us, and I forget what else. But he basically did two things, and I realized that's what I'm going to give him credit for. I'm not going to tear him down for everything else. I'm going to give him credit for the two things that he did.
Yeah. No,
I think maybe that's where Jeff should stand with them.
I think it's repairable if Claudia and Tom are now willing, because I think Jeff kind of blew it up a little bit. I think Jeff is willing to make it work, but I think Tom and Claudia, I don't know if they're going to be willing to.
Okay, but what do we feel about them not calling or sending a present or visiting Monroe for her birthday? They could have just come in and taken Monroe out to dinner by herself.
I think they were absolutely right. They could not have called and been like, hey, let us wish Monroe a happy birthday. Whether it was true or not.
You don't feel like he would have given the phone to Monroe?
No, I think they believe that they didn't know he's unpredictable and he's been reckless in the past, and they didn't want to get hurt and were protecting themselves and weren't trying to put it out there. Do I think they still should have bought a present or sent a card? Yes, but I think that their relationship is so strained and goes so crazy.
I just feel like they should have come in town and taken Monroe out to dinner. For one thing, I don't feel bad for her because she's got lots of wonderful people in her life.
But it's still your grandma and grandpa.
Exactly. I was going to say, I don't feel bad because, she's got separated parents or that they're gay dads. None of that has anything to do with it, in my opinion. The fact is, they are the main grandparents in her lives. Because Gage's parents don't live in town, but they also don't seem to fly into town to visit her a lot.
Right.
So they are the main ones. And we know grandparents are very important to a kid's life.
Absolutely. It's just the whole thing. I think, like I said, the comments about the narcissism and being a robot, I don't know how you come back from that. That's going to be...
About your 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah. I mean,
oh my God.
That was the thing with when it first, like, when he first started reading, I was like, this isn't about Pelican Hill. This isn't about a business deal. There's some long history with Claudia and Jeff, because you just don't come out of the gate and start saying that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? She doesn't seem like a stable person. There's a long history that we're not aware of, which is okay, because that's their privacy. But I'm saying you just don't come out and say shit like that.
Yeah.
Jeff does.
Jeff would have refused them to talk to her. Anytime my mom shames me for going out and alludes to my parenting rage, I agree. You step on somebody's parenting, and that's deep.
I'm a teacher, and I teach 4 and 5-year-olds. When I have to have parent-teacher call, anytime I have to talk to them, I'm like, "Hi, I just wanted to talk to you about so and so. I think because people are so sensitive."
Compliment sandwich.
Yeah, compliment.
Like lots of compliments. One little bad thing and then lots of compliments with parents. Because you're right. We're always going to hear the one negative thing. But, I mean, boy,
when it's
she has some shit to say. But what if that's how she feels? What if that is her experience with Jeff? We only know what we hear from the radio.
And I'm going to say this. I don't doubt that Claudia and Tom did buy Monroe a present. They just didn't give it to her. I have a feeling in my heart. I do.
But now it's weeks later.
A lot of people do that. You don't have family drama, so you don't understand. But I've had, I didn't talk to my sister for a year, so I still bought my niece presents. I just didn't give them to her till I saw her later. So I would not, I'm just saying, I don't think Claudia and Tom forgot about her birthday or were like, meh. I think they honestly had something planned and bought stuff for her. They just didn't feel like...
See, to me, I'm not a gift person. That's not my love language at all.
Right.
So to me, I don't care about the gifts at all because I know she doesn't need anything financially or she doesn't need anything to fill her up with gifts because she gets those from lots of people. I feel like they should have come in, taken her to the park, taken her to maybe not Disney World on your own because that is a big, that's a big thing for someone 76 years old to do. But take her to dinner, take her to McDonald's, let her play on the playground.
Yeah.
Time spent with your family is what they should have done. And that would have been completely without Jeff.
Yeah.
That could have been completely without him. I would love to know how Todd and Carrie feel. I would.
I think they're used to it. I think there's just a lot of drama. If it's not Jeff, then Tom has his own stuff going on, like what Jeff said, that,
Tom does? What do you mean?
He said when he was talking to his dad, he said the one mean thing he said is you have a strained relationship with all your children. And the reason we don't talk to our relatives on your side is because of you and your behavior. So don't talk to me about parenting.
Wow. I totally forgot about that he's got all of these strained relationships.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? I think Jeff didn't mention what Stu's response was. You're right. We really haven't heard anything about Stu lately. Have they gone anywhere lately? Like a date night or posted?
I haven't
What's
seen
that concert they went to last time? With
B-52s?
Carney.
B-52s?
That was the last time they've done anything publicly anyways, right? I mean, I guess he's talked about dinner. That's the thing is Jeff's not really saying anything. So all we can do is our brains can kind of go, are they together? Are they not? But like I said, today sounded very, and the fact that Jeff even said he wants people around him that is supporting him and Stu's relationship, not tearing it down. And to me, when you're going through something and looking for advice like Stu was, when you come at that partner so hard, that's not going to make you want to be with them. That's making you think, oh my God, there's all this mean stuff. Maybe he is like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tom has to live with his wife, so who knows what he really thinks. That's true. I mean, how do you do that whenever the husband and wife, I mean, it sounds like they both kind of agree because they both come at Jeff. So what if they didn't and one agreed and one was fighting and one wasn't? Ugh.
I don't think that Jeff and Claudia have gotten along very well that's why I don't think he says stepmom. I think that they don't have a strained relationship. They're not just very close. And I feel like Tom picks up on that, and he wants, I mean, at some point, you have to like take your wife's side too, right? You can't just be like, no. And I
don't know. This is his biological son. I don't know.
But if he feels like, I know, but I've just seen it. If you feel like one of your children their partner did something hurtful to you, I think your husband would have a response. Even though that was your child, but still you'd have a response.
Yes.
He would have a response.
I agree, Natalie. The bigger question is, what does Stu think about Jeff going through his text messages?
Girl. Like I said, I would never want to know that stuff. All I need to see is one little thing and be like, okay, that sucks. Yeah, we're going to have a conversation about that. I mean, I'm just not that person. I don't like to dig for that stuff because I do not want to be devastated. Not that I'm blind. Yeah. Like, I'll look for a little bit, but I'm not going to fucking take a nosedive in that shit. Ooh.
I just think Jeff is like me. I don't know what I would do. Because I don't know how. I think he probably thought he was going to look at something and not get any information. But if what came up was a text from Claudia, did he even say what text lit up? I don't know.
But if I was on pause with somebody and not talking to my family and just happened to see an iWatch and I saw Claudia, I would be like, what is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's his boyfriend talking to his dad's wife.
Exactly.
Yeah. You'd be like, wait, what? It's almost like, you know what Jeff's brought up recently was a while back when he realized that the nanny was texting, was it Gage? No, Scott. When the nannies were texting Scott or Zoila, and he was like, why are they texting you? And he was like,
Aurora.
When we were broken up, they were texting me.
Yes,
and that
Aurora.
drove Jeff crazy. I think anytime Jeff realizes people are talking about him without him knowing, I think it drives him crazy. But first of all, he's Jeff Lewis and he has a radio show, so I think a lot of people talk about him.
Wendy, I agree. I think Stu was in a bad spot. He didn't know what to do. He only knows Jeff's friends, and he wants to understand. He wasn't looking to talk shit, I don't think. I think he just wanted to be like, what should I do?
Yeah.
We
all know Jeff very well. How can you guide me in fixing this, whatever they were going through? And was that the thing that he admitted that he fucked up about BravoCon? And he did something that he said he was wrong for?
Yeah, he said he did something on the last day of BravoCon that made Stu really upset and put him on pause.
Yeah. Wow. It was intense. So I know you don't watch $1 Million Listing, but I don't know why my things are popping up. It's driving me crazy. My Instagram notifications are popping up. Anyways, I know you don't watch $1 Million Listing, but it does premiere December 8th, season 14 on Bravo. I think it's mostly going to be Tracy and the two Joshes, Josh Altman and Josh Flagg.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, do you want to chat music and we'll wrap it up? If anyone has any questions or final things in the comments, put them in there.
Our DM.
And, we'll chat about it. I love $1 Million Listing. I love all those shows.
We had 2 remixes. Goodies. The remix was by Dylan Francis, but it's by Sierra. And then we had Milkshake by Khalees, but it was a remix with Lip Gloss. My milkshake brings you the party.
You're very musical.
I am so tired. You don't understand. Tomorrow I get to leave when the students leave at 2:00. And then I have a week off, and all I want to do is sleep.
Absolutely. So 2:00, when does y'all school normally get out? That seems kind of late.
TK students get out at 2, and everybody else gets out at 2:15. We start at 8, so that's...
No, when do y'all normally get out? Oh, that's your normal time.
Mm-hmm. I get out at 3. My contract is 3.
Okay. Y'all are done with dismissal, everything by 3:00.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I mean, I'll have to stay after a little bit because there's always somebody that forgot and they're late or whatever. But I don't care. I'm just balls to the wall. Nap City.
Gonna sleep for a week.
Nap City.
Enjoy it. Well, thank you, Chumpettes, for joining us. We will see you tomorrow as Cole and Patrick and Megan are on. I love them.
I can't wait.
Sometimes Cole and Patrick get on our Instagram lives and surprise us. So it wouldn't shock me if they get on tomorrow night. So
we love it. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Watch for the replays.